and Luniverse. Hello in here. Our small but enthusiastic audience. Oh. Yeah. Let's get.
You didn't turn your phone off.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah. I warned you to do that an hour ago. Yeah. It's okay. We got extra applause.
All right.
Hey, baby, you want to sing a song?
Yeah. Oh, that's what it is. It is a shadow on your head.
Well, let's do a Ralph Stanley gospel song here. Troubles and trials often betray those causing the weary body to stray, but we shall walk beside the still waters with the good shepherd leading the way. Those who have strayed were sought by the Master, he who once gave his life for the sheep. Out on the mountain, still he is searching, bringing them into ever to keep. Growing up home to live in green pastures, where we shall live and die nevermore. Even the Lord will be in that number when we shall reach that heavenly shore. Growing up home to live in green pastures, where we shall live and die nevermore. Even the Lord will be in that number when we shall reach that heavenly shore. Growing up home to live in green pastures, where we shall live and die nevermore. Even the Lord will be in that number when we shall reach that heavenly shore. All right. That one was first released in 1968.
Oh,
That was a good year.
that was a good year.
This one's a few years older than that. Here's one I learned as a teenager, I think. I think I was a teenager once. Well, when I look at teenagers today, it doesn't trigger a lot the memories it should. Maybe I am really from the 1700s,
Like the boys say.
like the boys accuse me of.
Well, there were teenagers in the 1700s
Oh,
too.
yeah. And our teenager was wise. He was asking us, do you become a teenager again if you make it to 111?
113, I'm assuming.
Is it 113? Yeah, he's smarter than I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sailing away, my own true love. I'm sailing away in the morning. Is there something I could send you to remember me by, from the place where I'll be landing? No, there's nothing you can send me, my own true love. There's nothing I'm wishing to be owning. Just carry yourself back to me unspoiled from across that lonesome ocean. Oh, but I just thought you might want something fine, made of silver or of golden, even from the mountains of coast of Barcelona. Or if I had the stars from the darkest night, or the diamonds from the deepest ocean, I'd forsake them all for your one sweet kiss. That's all I'm wishing to be on. I might be gone for a long, long time, and it's only this that I'm asking. Is there something I could send you to remember me by, from the place oh, how can you ask me again, for it only me sorrow. The very same things I would want from you today, I would want again tomorrow. I got me a letter on a lonesome day. It was from her ship a-sailing, saying I don't know when I'll be coming home again. It depends on how I'm feeling. So take heed of the western wind. Take heed of stormy weather. There's something you could send back to me, Spanish boots of Spanish leather. Take heed of the western wind. Take heed of stormy weather. And yes, there's something you could send back to me, Spanish boots. Yeah, man. That was on a record in 1964, I think, called The Times They Are A-Changin'. Times they're still a-changin', I think.
They sure are. All right. The audience is almost
Trickling.
doubling.
Yeah. All right. It's okay. We want an intimate experience here. What's our... Oh,
Justin, you guys arrived just in time. Very excited about this song I'm kind of drawn to these old traditional ballads these days. In a time when I'm watching my children swipe through things that last seconds apiece, these old ballads, you got to have attention span to listen to this and figure out what happens, and it's a good one. It's a great story.
I learned a long time ago about that. Let me click a couple things here. Usually the ballads that came over to this country, if they had too much, the violence they left in, but the sex and the supernatural stuff, the unreligious, the whatever, with the occult. Trying to think, who was that? Jimmy Swaggart used to talk about the occult. But that stuff they took out, so sometimes the shorter songs are just because there was too much of that salacious stuff that didn't get attached. So this one's pretty long because it doesn't have any of those controversial elements in it. And ballads have an extra hard time surviving old traditional things because we live in such a world of monetizing of music, and when no one owns the song and can profit from it, then it's not as likely to get propagated and spread around. So it's a double miracle that these songs are still around. Of course, we like what Bob Dylan said long ago about someone was accusing him, I think, of doing changing and having his way too much with traditional music, and I think he said something like, traditional music doesn't need to be protected. Nobody can hurt it.
Nobody can hurt it. You're a couple inches forward, too much. Just get it back. There you go. That's good.
So with this one tells a great, great story. And it's actually not the blonde harper, it's the blind harper. So we have to enunciate properly.
We learned this from Nick Jones, who's who's worth tracking down if you don't know about him.
Something's not right here. Yeah, we got it.
Got it? Got it? Hold on. All right.
Let's see if I can stop it.
Have you heard of the blind harper, how he lived in Lochmaben town? How he went down to fair England to steal King Henry's wanton brow. First he went unto his wife with all the haste that go could he. He said, this work it will never go well without the help of our good grey mare. Says she, you take the good grey mare, she'll run o'er hills both low and high. Take the halter in your hose, leave the foal at home with me. So he is up to England gone, just as fast as go could he. And when he got to Carlisle gates, who should be there but King Henry? Come in, says King Henry, and of your music let me hear. But up and says the blind harper, I'd rather have a stable for my mare. looks over his left shoulder and says unto his stable groom, go take the poor blind harper's mare, put her beside me wanton brown. And then he's harped and then he sang, and he played them all so sound asleep. And quietly he took off his shoes, down the stairs he did creep. Straight to the stable door he goes with a tread so light as light can be. And when he opened and went in, there stood 30 steeds and 3. He took the halter from his hose, from his purpose he did not fail. He slipped it over the wanton's nose, tied it to the gray mare's tail. He let them loose at the castle gates, the mare didn't fail to find her way. She was back with her own colt full, 3 long hours before the day. Then in the morning at fair daylight, when they had ended all their cheer, behold the mountain learn was gone, and so was the poor blind harper's mare. Oh, and alas is the blind harper, and ever alas that I came here. In Scotland I've got me a little colt foal, in England they stole me good grey mare. Oh, hold your tongue, says King Henry, and of your mournings let them be. For you shall have a far better mare, and well paid for your colt shall be. And then he's harped and then he sang, till sweet was the music he let them hear. For he was paid for a foal that he never had lost, and 3 times over for the good grey mare. And then he's harped and then he sang, sweet was the music he let them hear. He was paid for a foal that he never had lost, and 3 times over for the good grey mare. Have you heard of the blind harper, how he lived in Lochmaben town? How he went down to fair England to steal King Henry's wanton brown. Yeah, sure.
Maybe I'll be the blind harper here for a little while. Did you like that one? Another old one. The auto harp, as I mentioned last week, with someone, isn't that old an instrument, but this family of zither-like instruments goes back thousands and thousands of years. But this type of mechanical zither is kind of new. They only date back to the 1880s or so, but they certainly evoke. I can't play a real harp, but
And they're very American.
yeah, they are. In fact, they made some of them right nearby in the next town over, South Berwick, Maine. That phono harp factory there made. In fact, I've got one up here you can't see. I should have gotten it out. My old Bavarian harp. They don't hold up real well. If you find one at a yard sale, you can make a good lamp out of it or something. There's a lot of string tension going on there, and it's. Harps and pianos and things like that don't last as long as other instruments. So, just a tip in case you see one at a yard sale for a lot of money. Don't pay a lot of money for one unless you know. Let me see if I can get this. They didn't make these metal guitars till the 1920s, so we don't know how long they last. This one is made in the 80s or 90s. I could talk for a whole hour about these weird branches of the guitar tree, but I won't. I'll just play it. Bless Richie Owens for making this one. I've always liked playing this kind of guitar stuff. In fact, my first slide guitar lesson, I haven't really told the story ever on stage, but I think I told it in my Troubadour Chronicles book. When I was a teenager in Maryland, I was out on the beach at 1 in the morning with my friends, a couple of which we could subpoena them and hear their side of the story. But I was playing guitar out on a bench by the ocean with my friends late at night, and a little group of people came walking down the boardwalk there in Ocean City, Maryland, and one of them was wearing robes and acting very strangely. And he told me his name, and he showed me, and I remembered his name, and I looked him up after I got home, and he said, yeah, I just quit a band you've never heard of called Fleetwood Mac, and he told me his name was Jeremy Spencer, and he went and found a wine bottle in the trash, smashed it on the curb and ground it down and showed me and made me a slide and taught me how to play slide guitar. And I tried to reach out to him recently, and he's still alive, but he didn't answer my attempt to find out if that. Everything I can find out is that he really did quit that band right around that time, and he was running around with he could well have been wandering around with a robe on at 1 o'clock in the morning. The more that I find out about the history of this kind of guitar playing, the more fun it is, because it's been illegal and just under the radar for a long, long time. And the funny tunings and the slide stuff and even the metal body things, they're just, it's the people's voodoo. It's not something that's ever in books or conservatories, or at least now you have the interweb. People can learn all about this stuff now from each other. But boy, I'm old enough to remember before there were guitar magazines, and before there was, you had to kind of walk around and hope you saw somebody with a guitar and you could ask them a question or something. It was that. So anyway, I'll play one here that, like Bob Dylan said, that you can't hurt this music. This is an old one. It's attributed to Blind Lemon Jefferson, but he was probably just the first guy to record it, and nobody knows where this stuff came from. Maybe he didn't either. But I don't sound anything like him, and I don't think you're supposed to try to sound like him. I don't think anyone's ever succeeded. Every now and then you hear somebody that can sound a lot like Son House, or they can't really imitate Robert Johnson either, but they've come pretty close. But nobody's even vaguely sounds like Lemon Jefferson, either his guitar playing or his singing. So I'll just take that as a lesson that all of us are supposed to just play things the way we feel like playing them, and not try to be too imitative. So.
One kind favor I will ask of you. One kind favor I will ask of you. See that my grave is kept clean. See that my grave is kept clean. There's 6 white horses in a line. 6 white horses in a line. 6 white horses in a line, carrying me now to my burying ground. My grave with a bloody spade. See that my digger gets well paid. See that my digger gets well paid. White horses in a line. There's 6 white horses in a line, carrying me now to burying ground. kind favor I will ask of. One kind favor I will ask of. See that my grave is kept clean. See that my grave is kept clean. See that my grave is kept clean.
Some uplifting
Yeah.
lyrics there.
I'm just,
Woo!
hey, you know, I got to
Dig
see.
my grave with a. Will you dig my grave with a bloody spade?
Yeah, man, just when my dignity gets well paid.
Yeah. Woo! Yeah.
Well, I got to see. Cecil took me to see John Hurt's grave down in Avalon, Mississippi, and man, I wept. That was a lonesome place for one of the great heroes of American guitar music. Didn't get much of a grave, but I understand because somebody. I should have done my research here, but if I'd have known I was going to do that song tonight, I would have looked it up. I'm pretty sure that somebody who, like a hedge fund manager or somebody with some money and savoir-faire, who likes the blues, I think set up some kind of financial situation to make sure that Lemon Jefferson's grave is indeed being kept clean, and somebody's looking after that, which is a good thing, because
That cheers me up a little bit.
yeah. If I get a gravestone, it's going to say on it, "He's getting organized." I'm pretty. Let's turn the great Joyce Anderson
You're gonna
loose
have
here.
to. You're gonna have. Well, yeah. Maybe I won't say.
Wait, I'm going to
anything
stay. You get the mic after I'm gone. So you get the last. You get the last word here.
else. Well,
But
whoever
Joyce is.
dies first gets to figure out what the other person
Yeah.
gets out of
Oh,
the grave,
yeah, but
right?
it won't matter. Yeah, surprise me. Yeah, surprise me.
Yeah.
We're going to turn the great Joyce Anderson loose
Oh,
here.
my
You've reinvented the violin here,
Yeah.
and you've done a really nice thing. You don't have to get
I
in an
should
orchestra
puff out my chest
and
more.
get your
Yeah.
Celtic woman pose there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad you don't do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. It's that Danish in me, you know. I'm kind of.
Aw shucks in
Aw
Danish. How do you
shucks,
say
yeah.
aw shucks in
Ah,
Danish?
shucks.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, it's similar to Maine, you know.
Yeah.
They got something like that in Denmark. It's just they don't spell it quite the same.
But I think this is the one that stole my heart. This is when you started doing this stuff with your violin a few years back.
This song?
This song, it still gets me, so I can't.
Well,
I'm
I will
thrilled that
sing
I
it to you then.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit in the back. I request it every chance I get.
Yeah.
I'm gonna even take my little.
Well, that's the funny thing about what we're doing is we we keep playing different songs. So you come back to a song you used to play, and you have to remember how to play it again. Yeah, someday we'll go out there on the road again, and we'll get our set all slick. But it's fun. Every week we figure out what to play and want to bring you new music, and that's a good challenge. We love it. But this is one off of actually the last album I made, which is too long ago, over 10 years ago. Time for a new one. But yeah, one called Yearning. I am yearning for connection, and I'm feeling it now. We've got some people in the room, and great to see some familiar folks out there online. And yeah, connect away, everybody. We gotta connect. So yeah, I'm using an octave pedal. It makes the sound go down an octave. I'm using a delay pedal, a looper. But hopefully I'm just making good music. So here you go. feel the beauty in this burning. Fills my body, lights my mind, swirls around this heart of mine. Life and death and life again, flesh on bone, love on pain, and every yearning, every yearning. There's something of the sacred in desire. Prayer and longing, fuel and fire. Could I be the patient kind, trusting, trusting in a love divine? But I forget there is no end. Yearning, she's my faithful friend. Every yearning. I'll find a way to use this yearning. Light the darkness with this burning. It's calling me to feel the fire. Through the flames to something higher. Yes, there will be grief. Yearning, be my sweet relief. Every yearning, every yearning, every yearning.
That, sir, was awesome.
I was worried there in the beginning that I was talking about flesh and bone. I was just right back where you were, but then but then,
Okay.
yeah, no, yeah. Oh, this is gonna be fun. doing?
I'm just taking a breath for a second here.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to my braids were tough. That was keeping me from holding my violin. I gotta do a bit of a wardrobe. I should have tested them out before the show. So many details. Well, we get to do a Chuck Berry song next. I'm pretty excited about this. Old-timey version here.
Yeah,
The fiddle and
they don't need to
banjo
be
version.
protected either. You can't hurt them.
Yeah.
We should do a little quick commercial. Send us your email if you'd like to get our emails to invite you to do these kinds of things. We're doing 10 of these in a row this summer. And this is what, number 7?
Number 7.
So, same Puffin time and same Loon channel here. And your donations and your comments and your questions and your eyeballs and your ears and your butt cheeks, all these things are appreciated. There's, as the airlines used to say, we know you have choices as to how to spend your evening, and we really do appreciate you spending it with us. We have our old Canadian butter box over there. You can stuff something in, or you can. You guys are keeping us alive. We should let you see how tall you've made our children by helping us feed them.
Oh my gosh, yeah. The last 3 years, they've grown a lot.
I bet Taylor Swift is not playing one of these banjos on her giant.
She has one, though.
Yeah, I know she has one, but I bet it'd be hard to even pay someone a lot of money to get it in tune for you on a summer night. So we could tell them, what do you do with a blue whale, honey?
Try and cheer them up.
Oh, yeah. So the skeleton walks into a bar. No, you're supposed to tell the jokes while I tune.
Oh, I know. I'm just standing here looking at your hair. That's great hair. It's okay. There's so much talking in the world. It's okay to just sit here.
We're not doing trad music. That's an idea, yeah. We gotta get this going.
Long distance information, give me Memphis, Tennessee. Help me find the party, trying to get in touch with me. She did not leave her number, but I know who placed the call, 'cause my uncle took a message and he wrote it on the wall. Help me information, get in touch with my Marie. She's the only one who'd call me from Memphis, Tennessee. Her home is on the south side, high up on a ridge, just a half a mile from the Mississippi River.
You're on.
miss her and all the fun we had. But we were pulled apart because her mom could not agree. Tore apart our happy home in Memphis, Tennessee. Last time that I saw Marie, she was waving me goodbye, with hurry home drops on her cheeks that trickled from her eye. Marie is only 6 years old. Information, please. Try to get in touch with her in Memphis, Tennessee. Try to get in touch with her in Memphis, Tennessee. Try to get in touch with her in Memphis, Tennessee.
All right.
Oh.
1959, I think that one came out. I don't think I heard it till Johnny Rivers came out with it in about 1964 or 5. Speaking of 60s music, let's do another one. Wow, that was cool.
Something's happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there, telling me I've got to beware. It's time we stop, children. What's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Battle lines being drawn. Nobody's right and everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their minds, getting so much resistance from behind. It's time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. What a field day for the heat. 1,000 people in the street, singing songs and carrying signs, mostly saying hooray for our side. It's time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Paranoia strikes deep into your life, it will creep. It starts when you're always afraid. Step out of line.
what's going down? Stop, hey, what's that sound? Everybody look, what's going? It's time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look now, stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look, what's going down? Stop.
Who remembers Buffalo Springfield? I think Steve Stills is still with us, isn't he? That was a Steve Stills song. Might be more relevant now than it was back then, but it was pretty relevant back then, I think. Whatever relevant was. Well, what do we got here? Oh. This was kind of the theme song of my Time Flies When You're Waiting to Get Lucky career.
It's kind of like we could do one more.
Yeah.
Something like Otto Wood or something.
We could do one of those other bluegrass ones. Well, we can do this one. Artificially intelligent things will invade, and they've been promising me self-tuning guitars and self-driving cars for so long. I know it's a hoax.
Oh yeah, I remember reading about self-driving cars in 4th grade.
Yeah.
One of
Man,
those little...
it'd be so nice to sit in the back of my self-driving car. It'd be nice if we had a self-driving car that we could control, so we could put our kids in it, and then they would have to, they couldn't go places we didn't want them to go, and that's probably why they don't have self-driving cars. This is America. Somebody could hack into it, and you couldn't be free to drive where you want to drive. One of the great freedoms. One of the great freedoms when we were on tour, the freedom to just get the heck out of a town if it just doesn't feel good to you. We won't tell them what town that was. We both, it was a town we've heard of all our lives, and we got there and we drove around for a little while. It's like, something wrong here. We can't stay here. It was great. I'm glad we didn't buy a ticket to a tour of that town. This one is for anybody whose problems are primarily financial.
Sunburned summer sun, cold rain beat me down. West winds come again to show me the blue. Full of dreams is bigger than it seems, and I'd have me a million if I were you. He's a dreamer or a believer, call him what you will, but he's gonna get lucky someday for sure. The worst is behind him, love is gonna find him. He's got no troubles that a dollar won't cure. Hey, he's got no troubles that a dollar won't cure. It's a brand new moon, it's the same old story. lucky someday for sure. The worst is behind him, love is gonna find him. He's got no troubles that a dollar won't cure. Hey, he's got no troubles that a dollar won't cure.
That's all the songs on our list.
Yeah.
We must have played them too fast. It feels like we owe you another song. What else can we do?
Well, we know lots of songs. It's just in a moment like this, sometimes your mind is blank.
Yeah, the Zen masters would.
Yeah, I gotta. Can we just sing out? Oh. Try another one.
We're going to do that with
another one.
Hank and Dixie, I think, in a couple weeks.
Yeah. What else comes to mind?
Yeah, my blank.
I know. I feel like a Zen master right now. Absolutely. I stopped drinking coffee. Well, no, I didn't stop, but I forgot coffee on this weekend, and so now I'm kind of super calm. Yeah, so calm I can't quite think. Yeah.
Well, let's do one of the ones we were gonna do. We could do the bluegrass song that we almost did.
Knockin' or Wild
or,
Bill?
Wow, we could do Wild.
Oh yeah, let's do it. Betty's favorite. Oh yeah, we usually do a Betty's favorite.
Well,
I bet she'll like this one.
The great Pete Seeger was he was a Harvard boy. He went to a pretty fancy prep school out there in western Connecticut, in Avon, Connecticut, and his parents took him down to North Carolina in the 1930s, I think. I don't remember exactly the night. And his dad had gotten a job at the Library of Congress. His mom was a classical composer of avant-garde music, and they were just getting interested in this folk music stuff, and they decided to go down to Bascom Lamar Lunsford's folk festival in Asheville, North Carolina, and they did. They went down there, and Pete Seeger came home with a banjo. He'd never seen anybody play a banjo, and he saw Aunt Samantha Baumgartner down there, an Appalachian woman, picking on that old 5-string banjo.
Did she play this song?
She was the first one to record this song. I don't know if he heard her do that back then.
Let's pretend she did. He did.
Well, I was good. I'm glad you're with me. Suspension of disbelief. The Bluegrass Festival around this part of the country just ended. If we'd have been there, we would have done this song. We're going to try to channel Ralph Stanley
I don't
here.
sing on it, do I?
No, I guess you don't.
All right.
It's this has got, we're going to be a 2-person bluegrass festival here. We're going to start out with the Ralph Stanley's banjo opening up. I guess you kick it off. Not too fast, but
Count me in.
1. I don't know how to count this. You can do it.
Talking by my true love's side, I've been in to leave her alone. He said my age is 21, too old to be controlled. I drew my revolver from my side, destroyed that poor boy's
Thanks, everyone. We're still live until we go over there and push the magic button. So don't say anything you don't want out there in the universe. We won't edit you out. So this is your big
Thank you,
chance.
Puffin and Looniverse people, and thank you, everyone in here.